One thing we have to know as gun owners here in Washington State, it's this. There's always more ground we can lose. Bob Ferguson and Olympia Democrats are never going to stop attacking our gun rights. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with Washington Gun Rights. Session begins very soon. And if anything, what we're going to see this year is going to be a major escalation in the war to disarm gun owners in Washington State. They tasted some blood last year. They rammed their bullshit permit to purchase bill through last year. They ignored the Bruin case. They ignored our exploding crime rate. And of course, they ignore all of us. And now they're coming back to try to finish the job. And I think it's helpful before we break down the bills to be very clear about Ferguson's end game. Based on your age, this may be old news or maybe new news, but it's very much the case. These people are thuggish dictators who want to disarm the entire civilian population. They want guns for the government, but not for you and me. They liked the power they had during COVID. They wish they had the power that they saw in China or Australia, but they can't do that here to an armed people, and they know it. So their goal is to push 4 priority bills this session, trying to disarm all of us. The first one, you all know about this. It's SB 5098. It's the gun-free zone expansion bill from last year. Of course, gun-free zones, air quotes included, heavy sarcasm included. This bill passed the session, last Senate, but we killed it off in the House. Some version of this is going to come back. And what this bill does is dramatically expand gun-free zones across Washington State. And it basically bans concealed carry on almost all government-owned, of course, that's taxpayer-owned, government-owned property. So parks, playgrounds, sports fields, community centers, recreational areas, aquatic centers, basically everywhere you go as a parent with your child, all these places will be off limits to gun owners. So while crime is running out of control right now, this bill would penalize us with jail time for carrying a concealed handgun in places we've carried for decades. The thing is, like Ferguson knows, this will lead to more crime. He knows. He's not that stupid. They've seen data. They simply don't give a damn. This is not about safety. Remember that. It's about disarming all of us. Next, we have HB 1132, which limits ammo sales in Washington State. This bill would limit every law-abiding citizen in the state to 1,000 rounds of ammo per month in certain firearms calibers. It's not a typo. It's 1,000 rounds a month, not per purchase, 1,000 rounds per month. These commies want to decide how much ammo we're allowed to buy. And if this ever passes, the amount we're allowed to buy in 26 will, of course, go down time and time again. Of course, they know criminals will never follow this law. They never do. But again, this is not about stopping crime. It's about disarming the citizen population of Washington State. Normalizing ammo rationing or rationing is part of this effort. The third bill, this is a nasty, nasty one. HB 1178 would repeal the state preemption law. This would be another outright disaster. This bill would repeal statewide preemption law, which is the law that prevents cities and counties from passing their own local gun control laws. If this bill passes, everything changes, because imagine what it would look like if Seattle and Tacoma and Spokane and Olympia, all the rest of these liberal-run hellholes could pass their own gun control laws whenever they want to. We would see overnight city-level gun bans, even lower magazine limits. Maybe they'll want 3 rounds in our magazines. We would see bans on concealed carry. We would see city-level gun registration. And, of course, any remaining gun shops would be driven out of town if we lost preemption law. So you could be a law-abiding person in one town, like where you live, for example, but you could be a criminal when you drive across city lines into a different jurisdiction. This is intentional chaos designed to let leftist prosecutors, the ones who won't put bad guys in prison, to let leftist prosecutors come after us for violating this stupid series of laws. And of course, we can't ignore HB 1504. This is civil liability insurance mandates for gun owners. This bill requires every gun owner in Washington state to carry $1 million minimum in civil liability insurance just to own a firearm. It's total BS. It won't stop criminals. We all know that. And we can't even buy it in the state if we wanted to, because under Jay Inslee, they drove the only company who sold this insurance out of the state and gave them a great big fine on their way out of Washington state. So this is clearly simply a de facto gun ban. If you can't get the insurance, you can't buy a firearm. That's the impact of this law. So criminals run wild, rapists, robbers, murderers, thieves, and we have to carry insurance. Only a demented tyrant would dream up bullshit like this. So never forget how much these people hate you, they hate your family, and they hate our freedom. So never, ever forget that. So like I said at the beginning, their goal with these bills is to disarm the entire citizen population. They want to make it illegal to carry, period. They want ammo rationing. They want more local gun control, gun bans, and they want to make us buy unobtainable insurance as a condition of owning a gun. This is not happening by accident. This is an intentional, attempted kill shot designed to disarm all of us. So the Dems are daring us to fight back. They're hoping that we've given up. We've just tossed up our hands and said, forget it, we're going to let it go. But that's absolutely wrong. We are going to fight as hard as we can this session for our members and others to defeat these bills. Washington Gun Rights has a very intentional program to put very specific pressure on targeted, vulnerable lawmakers to make sure they know if they vote for this crap, they will pay the price at election time. We're not going to beg. We're not going to try to make the tyranny a little bit easier to comply with. And we damn sure will never tell you guys or accept the premise that this is really about public safety and how we best accomplish it. This is all about disarming us. We can stop this, but we have to get loud on day one. That means phone calls, emails, petitions, and pressure, nonstop pressure, reminding everybody in Olympia that they're going to pay a price. We've killed off these bills before. We stopped all but one of them last session. We can do it again. Help us do that. Hit the link below and fire off your pre-written email telling your senator and state rep you're watching them very closely with our help. And you expect them to vote against these bills. And if they don't, you'll make sure they pay the price in November. And if you can, chip in $10, $20, whatever you can to help us mobilize gun owners. We're trying to get the biggest collection of angry gun owners possible organized through texting, email, direct mail, digital ads, all of it. We need your help to get it done. If you can, donate. And to join as a member, go to our micro website, joinwgr.com, or to the full website, washingtongunrights.org. Guys, it's going to begin very quickly here in Olympia. Get loud, stay loud, take action. We'll keep you guys informed. Take care.